is long-term mental illness and recovery, and I'm delighted to say that the award goes to the Redhall Walled Garden.
I started coming here last May after months and months of anxiety and depression and just not coping with the mainstream job that I was in.
I met two friends who had the same chronic health problems that I did. I had ME, chronic fatigue. I was walking down the road and I saw two people who I knew who had ME. And they were brown, they were healthy, they were smiley, and I said, "Wow, how did you get to look like that?" Because I didn't feel brown, healthy and smiley. And they said, "Well, we work in a place called Redhall Walled Gardens."
Well, after having worked in an office for 25 years, I suddenly became physically ill, followed by a severe bout of depression. My support worker suggested that I give this a try to get me out and about a bit more. Which I did reluctantly to start with. However, it has been a major factor in me getting back into having some sort of social life again.
I think Redhall's special in many different ways. It's made a huge difference to my life. It's simultaneously sheltered and open. You know, this beautiful garden feels like a sanctuary, a haven, but we also very much enjoy having members of the public in the community and showing them that people with mental health problems are just the same as any other members of society.
Redhall was just amazing. It was a place where you could come. It's based on work, gardening, IT, but it's also based on listening. So there are many benches around Redhall where people who need to talk about something will sit with a member of staff and talk. And I would say the main therapy, as well as gardening and IT, is listening.
The idea for the way Redhall is run probably has two parts to it in my mind. The first part is that we're an organic garden, and that's about creating the conditions for health. So we're not waiting for illness and treating symptoms. We're very much trying to create the conditions for health, and that works for people every bit as well as it works for plants. The other idea is one that comes from where I used to work before, where the headmaster of the children's unit always used to say the children deserve to be treated with respect. I think I try to instill here that people should be treated with respect and are positive role models.
Redhall is so very important to me. First and foremost because it gives me an aim, a goal. Another aspect to Redhall in particular actually is the IT section. Robert, who is in charge of the IT section here, has got the patience of 8 saints put together long ways. It's fantastic.
The bulk of our funding, the core funding, comes from Edinburgh City Council, that's Health Board funding, and that provides all our core service. The way Redhall has maybe changed in the last 10 years is that we are very much more involved with the community, running a large mental health service which is open to the public every day. So that must be quite unusual, I suspect, which means that the trainees have to interact with the public all the time. So we train the trainees to act as tour guides, as instructors, if you like, as experts by their own experience. They show around students, social workers, CPNs. You know, the odd 3,000 visitors a year we get to Redhall are always hosted by the trainees. So that's a huge learning experience on both sides, and really positive one.
The fact that you're out in the fresh air and working with nature, if you like, is really good. There's also the camaraderie between the people that work here. You all know you've been ill in some way. You don't know what other people suffer from, and it kind of helps you relax in a situation a bit. You help them out on their bad days, they help you out on your bad days.
Just, you know, if you're having a rough day and you're outside and it's windy as it is today, it's just wonderful to be in nature.
I've benefited in lots of ways. I think obviously I'm more sociable, I'm more confident, I'm learning, and I'm getting back into the world of work again. But also physically I've gained about 10 pounds in weight since starting here last May, so I'm quite happy about that.
You can learn so much here. That's what really gets me up in the morning, to come to Redhall.
And I certainly wouldn't be exaggerating, I think in common with many of my colleagues here, to say that Redhall has helped to save my life.